Ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. Welcome to Finish the Story. I'm your host, Keegan Ray. I'm joined here by my co-host, producer, and best friend, Mr. Trent Ludzay. How you doing, dude?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like when I get a good.
Whenever the Coors Light's on the table, the good is shortly to come.
Yeah, man, definitely. I gotta tell you, I'm fucking hurting, bro.
Yeah.
Like I went and hung out with Jerry, man. I went and did my first jiu-jitsu class and got my ass beat. Got fucking ragdolled around for a little bit. Dude, I went in there and I was like very like nervous, anxious, you know. So when we finally got to roll at the end of the class, they were like, go like 30-40%.
Yeah.
And so I was just going, just trying to, and this dude was like, hey man, chill out. Just take a breath. And I was like, okay. And then I started going again. And then he's like, literally grabbed my gi and just started choking me. And was like, all right, bro, I'm not going to tell you again. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Please stop. Please.
Well, it's because your brain doesn't understand how to do it yet. Yeah, so like your first time, there's just a guy trying to choke you. So you're like, so 100? We go straight to 100? Dude. This is choke defense. My whole life, choke defense has been spaz out as hard as you can.
And I'll just go ahead and get into it. We have our guest today, Mr. Nathan Lowe from the Lowcast.
Hey, guys.
Doing, man? Yeah, so you're just getting choked out. I was like, and I'm out of shape, dude.
Yeah, was it a little guy?
Yeah,
dude. It also like it twists a little more too. You're like, oh, dude.
And if there's something that gets like cuts your ego down when he's just playing with you like you play like with a toddler playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? He's just like letting you like at one point
you can tell he's not trying. Like he's like, hey, do this, and then you like watch him let you do a thing just to like show you what it's like. You're like, God, this sucks.
Yeah. He's like sitting there watching me, and I was like turning into this. And he's like, nope. Yeah. And then I finally turned. He's like, there you go. I'm like, all right, dude, stop. Don't just fucking patronize me.
I learned from like Brazilian guys.
Yeah.
And like the level of, because they're kind. All of these big black they're very kind, but there's something about the psychological shit talk that is involved with having an accent. Like we're in there and he goes, let's just pretend that you can get my arm. Huh? He goes, let's just for fun, let's pretend you can get my arm. You do what? Look, you have it. What you do? I'm sitting there like, fuck.
I give you.
So funny.
It's brutal. It's so brutal.
Yeah, the accent makes it so much rougher. You're right.
Oh,
it cuts.
yeah.
The accent cuts.
There was a big guy too. He was one of the black belts there. I started in San Francisco, so I had a buddy. We don't have to get all into it, but one of these jiu-jitsu guys, he was about, I want to say 330.
That's a problem.
So he was from Brazil and a black belt. And 6'4", 3, like an enormous human being. Anytime I was with it, because he was a sweetheart though. So like he went at whatever pace you were at, or it was whatever. But then sometimes you'd want to roll, and when you do, I would describe it as like a tube of toothpaste with just a steamroller slowly going up it, like, because he would start at your ankles, and there's nothing you could do. He goes, "We're going to start from here," and he had like, it was Brazilian, but he almost kind of sounded like Andre the Giant. He was like, "Just going to start from here, yeah? I will start at your feet," and it just slowly goes, and you just can't. It's just shin, knee, thigh, back. Fuck.
Damn. Yeah, I got done with the class. I realized how out of shape I was. I was like, dude, I'm going to puke.
You're going to get shredded.
And everybody's like, being like, great class. Like, it was fun to have you. I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm like looking for the bathroom. I'm like, I've
thrown up.
Right into so I go to the bathroom. I walk in there, fucking packed. Everybody's changing out. Like,
I thought you meant everyone was in there throwing up.
No, dude. And I'm like, fuck, dude. And I'm like, it's happening. It's like all the alarms are going off.
Your
so
mouth
I'm like,
is
dude,
very wet.
Yes, dude. Mouth is wet. I'm getting the fucking beads of sweat on my cheeks. So I'm like, I walk out, and at the front desk, they're like, hey, man, we need to get your email and get you signed up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm right on that, dude. Right on that. Yeah. Here's my key. And then I just went outside and just started to projectile vomit and ran to my car and just puked. Only one guy was watching me, and he was just sitting in his car laughing like, God damn. Because he watched me come out and just do the
I
just drank a bunch
You got a
of
good
water.
arch on it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was a while since I've thrown up like that, of just like, sheer out of shape.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane.
It sucks so
You
much.
feel a lot better though.
There was a thing.
I came back in and was like, sorry about that. Threw up right next to the teacher's car. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you should have just done it in the locker room, man. They would have loved it. That would have bonded you to all of them.
I know. I just
if
couldn't.
you just went in and threw up in some random locker.
Yeah.
See, the stall
They've
was
all been
occupied.
there. Every single one of those guys.
I was thinking nobody's going to be psyched on me throwing up in the shower.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
like,
tough.
whoa, dude.
And you're just trying to mush it in with your foot.
I just had nachos, so it's like peppers and onions. Everybody's like, Jesus. Why would you eat that before you came enrolled? You're like, I don't know. I have made so many mistakes. I should have cut my toenails. I'm wildly uncomfortable. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't quite see anything.
That's cool, man. So
it was
your
fun,
first
though.
time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wrestled a little bit in high school.
Oh, you got a huge advantage then.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a blast.
And my buddy is like, he does all their like social media for this gym. So my buddy Jerry was there, and like, I don't know, everybody knew him, so it was really cool. It's like having that in and everybody just be like, "Oh, you're Jerry's friend." You're like,
yeah,
cool.
That's so nice. You can just slide in. You're not just amongst all strangers. Everyone's kind of invested.
Yeah, I got to go in and watch like the higher belts, like the black belts and stuff roll before, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
It's Jedi stuff,
bro. There's some women in there that you're like, Jesus. Like this one girl was a black belt. I was like, she is a problem. Dude.
Oh yeah.
Just a fucking monster.
I have rolled with women that'll just wax me. Just
a problem.
That lady has domestic abuse cases.
You go grab her purse and it's just.
But it does so much for you up here.
Oh yeah.
To just like, because that takes all like guys who try to fight people in public are like they just never have.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't understand what it means. Or like there's some guys like, I just like fighting. I'm like, no, you don't. You like getting like maybe a cheap shot in or something like that. But like, if you know for a fact and have been just embarrassed by a 110-pound woman while she's being nice to you.
She's doing that. Let's pretend like you can grab my arm.
Oh, yeah. So literally the big guy I talked about, his wife was also a black belt, and she'd roll with us all the time, and she'd just laugh at you. Like you're trying to do something. That's awesome. They would be sarcastic, and she'd go, "You're so strong." That was like the ultimate attribute from any Brazilian guy would be if they called you strong, they're fucking with you.
That's
like if they say like that means you're not doing the technique. They're like you're not doing it right.
That sucks.
So it's like you're so strong. Like you go home and go, all right, I'm gonna be nice to everybody all the time.
Dude, my only experience with any kind of jiu-jitsu is what the army taught me.
Oh, dude, with like knives.
Yeah, dude, that was not fun. That felt more psychological torture-y.
Yeah, it seems everything that they did seems a little bit of like, just a little bit of psychological torture.
So the knives, they were like little taser knives.
What? What is this, dude?
So it's like a little plastic. It's like a little plastic knife where the blade is like a little stun gun thing.
Oh, that's fun.
And what they would do is they would have a space for like 5 or 6 people, like groups to roll at a time, and the rest of everybody would make a circle around. And you're in your uniforms. You have a specific set of uniforms for doing this because it like.
So you don't have a ton of exposed skin.
This is a style of jiu-jitsu where you're using uniforms. Like Army uniforms have this weird little flap here that you can literally no, there's literally a piece of fabric that velcros back right here, and if you unvelcro it, it's just a flap. Right then, so like that's one of the moves. It's like if you can work that thing, you can just choke a guy with his uniform.
Oh yeah. Well, they have that in gi jiu-jitsu. It's a collar choke. You can get in there.
Yeah, that's what that guy was doing
brutal.
to me. He was choking me with my gi. I was like, all right, dude.
But so we're doing
the fuck. So I didn't even think that was an option, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking using my belt. What the fuck?
So that's part of this.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But here's what they're doing is the instructors, which is our everyday teachers and dickheads at all times for us.
Yeah.
They're walking around, and when they see a group that looks like a stalemate, then each of them have 2 of them in their hands. There's 4 of them going around.
Or just zapping random people.
No, they just stand next to the 2 that are at a stalemate, and they just stand there, and they look, and they wait till both of you notice that they're standing there, and then they'll just drop one of the knives.
That's pretty awesome.
That's kind of cool though. Like that's
pretty awesome.
But like, if I think about what would I want my country's warriors to have gone through, I'm like, something like that.
That's like WCW. Somebody throwing the chair in the ring.
Yeah, dude, I almost.
It's different. Like if they were doing that at the place that's right next to a Sally's Beauty Supply, yeah, I'd be concerned. But like the army doing it makes sense,
Yeah.
you know, because they are trying to get you to kill somebody.
Yeah.
It
You're not
does.
just a guy who works at Verizon that's trying to, you know, get through a messy breakup.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. But now I'm like a guy that has to have a regular job.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
And it's crazy to do all that, and then like a drone flies by and shoots you. You're like, God
Yeah.
damn it.
Dude, the,
Get all that training with the
I
fucking
never
knife.
saw a guy.
And some guy with a Xbox controller fucking kill me.
and they're just getting them. They're getting them right out of Fortnite or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
What do you think? What game do you think is like the one where they go, that guy? Like, what sets off the flags for like gamers? Who are they looking for drone stuff? Like, what kind of games?
Where like you're a gamer that they're like, oh, we're gonna
Yeah,
pull
you think
you
they're
in.
looking at COD?
Dude, I think
That's one. I think they have several branches of it. I think if you're killing
Yeah.
flight simulators, they're like, we need to talk to this guy.
flight simulators.
But like,
for
what if
sure.
anything can set it off? Like, what if one guy's only doing like he's put in like 3,000 hours in a farming simulator, and you're like, he could do this. He's autistic enough to do this.
We just have to.
We just have to channel
autism.
it.
Yeah, we have to
Do
channel it in the
yeah.
right place.
We just have to give him something cooler than farming simulator.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
We
That would
haven't
be-
figured out mentats yet, but we're almost there.
That's
You know
it,
what I'm saying?
dude. Use the evil for good.
Yeah, the autistic.
Find the Incel
Yeah.
Nation. Incels versus Infidels. I think is what we can call it.
Like, we stand no chance. Dude.
Yeah,
Nobody's getting
They,
pussy
they
in
would
that
take
war.
out, take out all the Mexican cartels in a week.
And actually, and actually, they're all fighting for the same thing:
Yeah.
Their freedom.
virgins.
Our deep state's like, we can't honeypot him. We can't sexually blackmail him. I have no other moves. They're like, we're out of moves.
How can you
He's
sexually
defeated the CIA.
how can you sexually profile that was such asexual? The asexual hacker warrior. The true crusader of our time.
It's like anonymous, and he's just eating fucking Doritos and drinking a Mountain Dew like a monster.
He's spray painting in his mouth going, "Witness me!" Like he's just a psychopath.
The only sponsor he accepts is Baja Blast.
Oh yeah, man, and Soylent Green or whatever. That's the true. That is the terrifying wing of the military.
That's the Dude, the military honestly is the most insane shit there is.
Yeah, well, it's like, but when I think about like regular veterans, those are always my favorite hangs. Because like guys who've seen some shit, like those are the funniest people. I've obviously like Navy SEALs and strippers, top tier. Like just seen a bunch and have stories, and
Yeah.
But I wonder, it's like that's probably the creepiest branch of the military is cyber terror.
Oh,
cyber
yeah.
war.
Yeah, for sure.
You ever
'Cause
met
yeah.
you met Sham? Have you met Sham?
Sham?
Yeah, you know. Oh yeah, Sham, the guy that was on the podcast at the Shed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was Navy cybersecurity on a aircraft carrier.
Whoa. Just
You're-
playing out battleship out there.
Man.
E4.
He was.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably like Severance. You don't even know. You're like, yeah, I just grouped these numbers together, and then they go away, and it's just like whole countries are getting.
Yeah.
You're like whole weddings are getting wiped off the map. You're like, oh yeah, I just colored in this. It's a paint by numbers. I color in the paint by numbers. They're like, dude, that's a map. You're murdering people.
We're calling it bomb by
when they
numbers.
trained,
Dude, Dick Cheney's just in a board meeting. It's bomb by numbers.
you hit my battleship.
That's I mean, that's probably they probably don't explain quite.
Well, they've done
what it is.
creepier versions of that. Have you seen the one where they like train like pigeons to shoot ships?
No.
They have like they'll strap a pigeon in,
Kamikaze
and, like, remove
pigeons?
its beak and replace it with like a needle, and they have to peck at like the dot as it shows up because they had a reward system, like a food thing or cocaine or something crazy. And so they would literally just have inside these machine guns a bird that was just pecking at, because the radar would pick up where the ship was, and the bird would peck at the vision of that because it had been trained to do so. It might be pigeons. It might have been a different animal. I was pretty high when I read
They were
it.
doing it with dolphins too. They were trying to get dolphins with torpedoes. Dude, fucking take down boats.
That
How
sounds like
pumped would you
Sweden
be?
to me. Who
You'd
did
be
that,
so
France?
pumped. you'd be like, oh, look at these dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah.
What country was arming the dolphins?
Dude, I think it might have been us.
That seems like maybe a Florida base.
Yeah, that's a John Lilly project. Like,
Pretty
what if we
American
gave
idea.
them missiles. Like, it could have been Austin Powers.
They're as smart as us.
Freaking
That's almost
lasers.
consent.
That's really proof that they were doing drugs back then, because it's like that's the only way you come to like we arm the animals, guys.
Yeah. Well, the threshold with the size of the brain. Do you think the Army would have to submit paperwork saying that they had enlisted a dolphin?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Little dog tags, his fucking military ID.
Bro.
What sounds horrific now might be an adorable Instagram post in about 9 months when they go, meet our service dolphins.
Colonel Finn is on the mission.
There's like cute stories about it on the dodo.
Yeah.
Just flipping past.
Colonel Finn is being brought in for sexual harassment in the workplace.
The cadet swears she was just trying to calm him down.
We're having to have a trial for Colonel Finn. He's been quite inappropriate.
But technically, the Navy's fraternization laws take precedence. So actually, this is like an officer versus enlisted fraternization case. It's really more of a legal issue.
Rush Limbaugh is like, he was a hero. Let him do it.
He deserves a little.
Alex Jones, you're turning our sea life gay.
Yeah, he's like, you have any idea how many dolphins that guy's, how many lives that dolphin saved?
I'm sorry that Colonel Finn has a sexual side to him.
He's an intelligent animal.
He's an intelligent animal and he's lonely.
But that is the killing machine you want on the front lines.
This is getting out of control.
Dude.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
Which dolphin was it? You don't even know. You don't even know the name of that dolphin.
No, I don't.
Say their names, dude.
I don't, but I think that's what they were referencing in Life Aquatic, how they had the dolphins on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of a little... I think that's what they were
Little
referencing.
Steve Zissou.
Steve Zissou, dude.
Zissou.
I've always thought that would be... I always forget about it, but that would be a good Halloween costume, I think.
Yeah,
Bust out. Easy.
but it's also like you're bringing vinyl to the party, and you're like, oh, you don't know who this is?
That's... Yeah.
Have you ever seen Life Aquatic?
Yeah,
you have to have that conversation all
when
night.
Nobody knows what you are. That sucks.
That red hat is a real stay
like,
away sign.
Paddington Bear?
The first person that you see says that, you're like, fuck, dude. Fuck. I'm going to Walmart. I'm getting a flying squirrel onesie. Get me the fuck out of here, dude.
Oh, that's great.
That sucks.
Yeah, but that is the problem if you're trying to go super niche with a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just abstain from costumes.
You abstain from... Well, you are... This is one.
Yeah, I live a costume. Yes.
You are men who stare at goats.
You get it.
Dude.
The second someone was like, he was in the Army, I went, oh.
Yeah.
Everything just made sense all at once. I didn't know.
Oh, that guy had a bad time then.
Yeah. I thought, before that, I was like, maybe this guy's just really into leather crafting. Like, I wasn't sure. It could have been anything.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an odd dude.
I like it, dude. You're one of my favorites.
Well, thank you.
I always been wary because my instinct will be like, you're my favorite. And then other people will hit me up and go, whoa.
Careful with that guy. That guy's a little crazy.
You ever have like dude friends that do that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What do you mean? Like it's the new version of like changing your MySpace top friends or something like that.
Yeah.
Heard you say that guy was your best friend on a podcast. What was up with that?
I've seen people get mad about not being the best man or not making the groomsmen list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have to pay to rent a tuxedo?
Dude, right?
You're not going to make this a nightmare for me? We
I
are way
actually
better
just-
friends than I
Oh,
thought.
fucked up.
Dude, I'm in one in like October. And he's a
that's
friend.
a
I'm
good
very
time.
happy that I'm in it. But
That's a
then I'm
good
like,
time, though.
oh, it's $200. And then I'm going to...
Is it out of town?
No, but we are doing. I think we're doing bachelors in New Orleans. So you got to save a little nest egg for that.
Yeah. That's going to be
wild.
Yeah.
Have you been to New Orleans?
Never have.
Whoa.
Never.
Okay.
I will be a first timer in New
Okay.
Orleans, which is
You
like I
are
went to
gonna-
Ole Miss, so I was right there. I was like an hour away, but I
Wow.
never went.
It's a wild place,
I hear.
especially in October.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
spooky.
It'll be a wild
Oh,
place.
it's gonna be spooky. I don't know.
And I think
we might be doing it. Might be late September.
Late
because
September?
I think that wedding is in October.
Just the music, the food is fucking incredible. You gotta.
I'm excited to have some fried French pastries.
Just eat everything. Little beignets. Oh yeah. Yeah. When you're going at a good time, because when we went, it was hot as fuck, dude.
I bet you can get a good Monte Cristo there.
You can get good gumbo. You can get good everything. There's some people really throwing down. It's a weird town though.
Yeah.
It's like you feel like you're in a
cool
different
music.
country.
It is. It's gonna feel like a Renaissance fair almost.
Kind of,
like
yeah.
the big wraparound porches.
Yeah, everybody, and all of a sudden it's just like a parade going down the street.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is going on
I'm
here?
steep in New Orleans lore. I'm very excited to see
I didn't like the voodoo shit.
So I could do without.
That's the only thing that everybody was jumping in the voodoo shops. I was like, I don't know enough about it.
One of the groomsmen was like, we got to do some voodoo stuff. I'm like, no, we don't. No, we don't.
Nope.
Hey, come on, man. There's plenty of alive culture that we could check out.
The bars don't really close down there. They
Yeah?
just stay open. So you're not going to there's no real last call.
Yeah.
My homies that were there were sitting at the bar, and he said they were setting up this whole food situation, like a buffet. And he's like, what's up with the food? The guy's like, breakfast. He's like, what fucking time is it? He's like, 5:30. He's like, oh my god, dude, get me the fuck out of here. He's like, just panic. Just oh my god.
That might be the worst way to find out it's 5:30.
It's just coming out of a blackout. It's all the dudes that are coming in for their shifts at the docks. And stuff.
Yeah. Like
they're
guys
coming
who
in,
really
getting eggs, sausage, and a beer and rolling on. He's like, dude, I literally came out of a blackout. Y'all setting up food in this motherfucker? That's awesome.
He's like, can I bum a cigarette from one of you guys?
Let me grab a plate real quick.
That's what I would say. I would be like, let me hit a plate. But yeah,
you need a plate. If you did that, you need a plate.
Yeah. It's a prescription plate.
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna do any of the creepy shit, but I'm gonna go. I don't mind if a white girl's like, you want me to read your tarot card? I don't care about that. But when they believe it, that bothers me. when someone just looking at you and just like, oh, you have an orange aura. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I'm out, dude. Immediately.
I do not.
Get out of here, Stevie Nicks. Yeah. Can you just make my coffee?
I'll just go different lore with them. I'm like, my midichlorian levels are high.
Yeah, I wasn't into the witchy shit. I just don't know enough about it.
And you don't want to.
Yeah, it's
because when you read it, it's insane. You're like, well, you need the beak of a bird. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
So, did you bring a story?
Oh, it sure did. Yeah. Oh, I looked around like I had it in a briefcase. Because you straightened up, and it kind of got me in business mode there.
You just bust out a briefcase.
Yeah, I do have a story. I have a story about friendship.
Nice.
About friendship.
It is about deep psychological torture.
Okay, good.
Which is a key base for any real friendship. Yeah. It's about love. It's about growth, and eventually, I think maybe there is a marriage at the end of this story. It's not mine or anything like that.
Okay.
But it's do you I don't know. Do you guys prank each other? Y'all been friends for a long time.
I don't think we're
no,
not really.
Not prankers.
No.
Not big on. Well, we don't hang out outside of this much.
Yeah.
At this point, because
I
he has
just had
twins.
2 kids. Yeah, I just had twin girls.
But growing up, did you ever have a friend that just y'all got into it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we went physical route.
Yeah, I had brothers.
Yeah. So was pranking? I hit him really hard in the nuts.
No, but I would scare the shit out of Blake all the time, and he hated it.
That's fun.
He would fucking attack me every time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had this little wall right by the refrigerator, and it was just enough to hide. Bro, it was perfect. You could get somebody every time.
You just get to be a hand that comes out of the abyss. That's good. No, I like a good prank. It's not required of any friendship, because sometimes you can, when you meet somebody, you can be like, they're not going to like anything. And it doesn't mean you like them any less as a person or anything like that, but you just go okay, they can't hang quite like that. And I've had a few instances in my life where I really put all the cards on the table and do it deep, like a long prank.
That's the kind I'm interested in getting into. That's my favorite.
The prank that I'm going to talk about today took place over the course of 12 to 13 months. of solid prank. And like I'm telling not a soul. I haven't told anyone. It is all me, my own psychopathy, keeping this prank going because it didn't feel right to end it yet. Like one of those. It starts with an idea. I think all great things do.
That's
and it started with my friend. I was my roommate at the time.
A roommate too.
Yeah, he was
okay.
One of he was my closest friend in the world. Sam Kendricks, great guy. He was my teammate in college. He was a pole vaulter. He still is a pole vaulter. He's like top 5 in the world in the pole vault.
That's great.
So he's been to the Olympics 3 times. Whoa. 3 different Olympics. Like there is in Oxford, Mississippi, where we are, just to show how much better he's doing at life in general.
So like
there's a Sam Kendricks Day.
What?
A parade for him, or so like there has been parades for this man.
Damn.
Yeah,
dude.
he's a legend. Flies all over the world. He's incredible. One of my favorite humans. We lived together for a long time, and we were teammates at the same time.
Holy shit! This guy?
That's Sam. Yeah,
Wow.
that's my best buddy right there.
Dang.
Sammy K. There was he went viral on I think the London one because he was ROTC, so he is in the military. So he technically, I think he gets his years through pole vaulting because he's such a icon or whatever.
That's crazy.
I like bragging about him, but
It's crazy.
But like he went viral because like on one of his practice runs, somewhere he heard the national anthem and he just dropped his pole and saluted and was looking, and all of America
What a
was like,
patriot. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck.
and the army just loved it and just
Yeah.
but he's a champ. But when we first met, we couldn't have been more opposite, like personality wise. Like we were both heavy competitors. We both had very good work ethic when it came to training.
Yeah.
But like we bonded through training. So we were both trying to be the very, very best. So we'd like do handstand walks during commercial breaks, push up, like just doing like extra training at home and messing with each other. But he was so type A, like everything. He was military guy, so like everything was rolled up army style.
Did he have to go to like basic then?
He did all that, yeah.
Okay.
And he like would regularly go off and do field stuff, like field training.
Oh, so he was like National Guard or something.
Yeah, no, it was Army.
No?
It was the Army, but he like would win awards for
Army Reserve?
I think it was the actual Army.
He was like active duty Army.
He was active duty Army, but in a different capacity because they understood that he's a famous athlete.
I bet Wikipedia knows.
Yeah. Go to it's gonna be under professional. I think he should be somewhere on his Wikipedia page.
Damn, dude, he's got all
But
kind of world records.
he's a crazy guy.
But
His dad was like a fighter pilot or something. Like his dad was a crazy Army guy too, and a great track coach.
these fuckers don't give a shit about his.
So like this guy grew up in a barn, like doing sit-ups on a heavy bag and reading Latin, like that kind of stuff. Like one of these hyper achievers. But he didn't really have much of a personality. He's a sweetheart of a guy. He's my best buddy. He will claim that when he's just talking to his friends, he goes, "I taught Nathan how to be a person, and he taught me how to talk to people." Like he would teach me like basic organizational stuff.
Yeah.
Like so like here's how you do that faster. Like, he was like da 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 da, and but with the anal retentiveness, something like that, when you're close enough friends with somebody, you gotta like, I wanna stress this.
Yeah.
I want to see where the breaking point
Watching him
is.
fold some shit.
I
like,
want
I
to see
fuck with
because I would see a small thing bother him, and my head would just go like, "Why would that bother you?" And then I go, "I wonder how far that would bother you, like how much over time something like that could happen." And I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. And I'm like, when I get an idea like this, it just sits with me, and I'm just like, "What am I going to?" And it sounds so evil to just sit here and go like, "How am I going to break my friend?" But it's possible, like, and it's not malicious. It's like you know that it will only bring you together. You know you wouldn't take it too far.
Yes.
Or so you think.
So you think?
So you hope.
It starts at a place of innocence.
That's
You just
what I was
wanted to have fun. Yeah. And I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. Yeah. You're
a
on.
place of love.
So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm mulling over. It's driving me crazy. And then one day I washed my wallet. It's in I had all my stuff in it. It was just in my jeans. I threw my jeans in the washer.
Sucks.
Ruined the wallet. It happens to be. It was a nice leather one too. I was pissed. I went and bought a new wallet. like spent way too much money on it, and I'm mad, and I'm walking around in the apartment, and Sam's in his room, which everything's just spick and span, like it's incredible. In my room, I had like Jimmy John's bags in the closet. It wasn't a pigsty, but it was good. At that point, he'd rubbed off on me. But he's
kind of
in
like
there.
this place.
Oh yeah. I liked living with him because it helped a lot.
Yeah.
And I just like going in there and bugging him when he was doing stuff. Like he was in there, he was working on something, and I walked in, I'm all pissed, and I throw my wallet down, and I just start changing out the wallet. I'm just sitting on the bed and I'm bitching to him, and he's like, "Yeah, that's crazy," and he's in the zone, he's doing stuff. And as I'm changing the wallet out, I just, without even thinking about it, I just take a penny and I just put it on the corner of his desk, and I'm just talking, and I see him very quickly just like scoop it in and like look for somewhere to put it, and he finally like settled on like a little like dish on his desk. And I was like, "There's something there."
Yeah.
Every alarm went off at the same time. I went,
hit a nerve.
"Focus on that."
Yeah.
Focus on that. What is that? I wonder what that is. Yeah. And so I just, in my head, I like, all right, this is how it's going to start. And I didn't have the whole plan right away. I just knew I was going to just destroy him.
Because, so that's like, he has a deep-seated thing from a drill sergeant.
Correct.
Where, like,
so it's something that he's not conscious of. And I was like, that's perfect.
Right. Yeah.
If it's something you're not conscious of, like, that's the best way to prank somebody. It's like, if they don't realize they do that, show that to them. It's a mirror to yourself. That's what a really good prank is. And,
that's what a really good psychological operation is.
I was gonna say, like, I thought of my favorite prank that I've heard of recently, like long prank, not psychological torture, not a mirror, just funny.
Okay, well, hear me out.
No, this is so funny. I like this buildup.
This is funny because we have levels.
Oh yeah, there's very many levels to this. So I decide then and there, I'm gonna start collecting pennies. Nice. So from then on, anytime I'm getting a sandwich or anything like that, all the change, I put all the pennies in a thing, and after a while, like there was a couple times I went to like a bank and said, "Give me your pennies," and I had a $20 bill. I just got like a bucket, and I put.
And they said, "What? Thank God."
Yeah, I had like I had like
we have it in Home Depot buckets. Yeah. we can't give this shit away.
I had like 2 or 3 weeks of just hoarding. I was just getting every penny I could think of, and I had it there, and then every day or sometimes multiple times, it just depended on my mood. Sometimes I'd wait a couple days or whatever. I would just put a penny somewhere. Just somewhere in his path. Whoa. Somewhere like, you know what I mean? Like places where pennies would be. Like under the desk or like next to the change thing. Or something like that.
OCD Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. Just like somewhere a penny would normally show up. Like something like that. And I did that for 2 months. 2 or so months. Maybe 3 months. Of just every day... Sometime multiple, and I always had just some, and I would just do it.
It's like, where the fuck are these pennies coming from?
And after like 3 or so months, maybe 4 months of this, and I didn't tell, we had a third roommate. I did not tell him that this was happening. I knew he would never be able to keep this down.
Yeah. And he probably didn't notice anyway.
Yeah. It was just me. And so I did that for a while, and then I was in his room again, and this was months later, and now on his desk he has like a cup, like a decent little thing like this, and it's just full of pennies. And I just go, oh shit. Yeah. And
this is just a fun experiment.
I just go, what are you collecting pennies? And he looks at the pennies and he looks at me and he just goes, I don't know. I swear to God. I don't know. I go, oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I held it in. I went, oh, cool, man. Yeah. Well,
poor guys in the fucking Truman Show.
Well, just play it off.
Because now you've built a seed of doubt in him. Like,
oh, yeah, small seed of doubt. Oh. And so after that...
I'm saying, he's like, wait, what? What the fuck?
In 6 years, he's going to look back at that and be like... That motherfucker.
He just looks at you. He's like, so you're seeing the pennies too.
Yeah. That was the thing. I said, are you collecting pennies? And there was a moment. It was literally, he went, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And I was
They're showing up.
Yep. And then I just nerded out with him. I was like, there's some valuable ones. He goes, yeah, there are some like that. Yeah. And so after that, I decided that the pennies were going to start showing up where they ought not.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we're turning it up a little.
Yeah.
So like, now it's
Phase
like I still
2.
did the regular pennies,
Are you hitting him with like, what is that behind your ear? He's like, what?
No. So it started like I put him like, so like I put him in the bottom of his book bag sometimes, or like that,
God,
and then maybe in a sock in the bottom of his book bag, like it's in the sock, or maybe I put like in between the pages of one of his textbooks.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And I always
Chapter 6.
Yeah.
You look for the bookmark and you put it like 20 pages past that.
Oh yeah, but it's like you got to see the fun of it from this side. It's like every once in a while, I just got a mission handed to me.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, like I get back from class, I'm bored. I have training all day in my past, and then I get there, and Sam goes, "Yeah, I got a big economics test like that, so I'm gonna go study later." I go, "Okay," and then he just cuts into the bathroom. He goes, "Now's the time."
Yeah.
And I have the penny, and I just like crouch down, get over there, open up one of the pages, slip it in between, and go, "This is gonna happen to him at a library."
You just framing it up.
Yeah, my favorite, the one that really took it to a peak, like one of the first crescendos.
One of the first. That's fun. I like that.
And I buried one in a bar of soap.
What? Dude, this is a long game. Because a guy like that, uses the whole bar of soap.
I knew I had time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I cut in the bottom. I looked up online. I just got I heated up the end of a pocket knife, and I just put a little hole in the bottom, and then I stuck a penny in there, and then I just put some of the soap back on there, and just let that sit, because I know it will like that way. And
that might melt my mind.
Oh,
I'm in there and I'm washing myself, and a penny falls out. I would be like, dude, I'm fully lost it. I have fully lost my mind. Like, that would flip me out so bad.
I should have taken that gypsy's advice.
Yeah, I should have never gone into that store in New Orleans. Should have took that shit home with me, dude.
From his side, I mean, this is this is just happening, occasionally.
Yeah.
And we get back home. I think it's training or something like that, and he gets back. He goes into the shower, and I'm there on the couch, and I never know when I don't know when that time bomb's going off. I said that months ago. I've almost forgotten about that. I probably did forget about that.
That's so great. That's the best prank.
Oh, yeah.
Because
And
you
he's
get
in
surprised.
the shower, and from the inside, I just hear, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I have neighbors.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my bad, dude. You're good. That was a joke. Joking around.
I don't know if they can hear us, but they might.
He comes out dripping wet with a towel, holding a penny. and this is when I theoretically, this would have been a really kind time to pull shoot on the prank.
Yeah.
I decided against it.
No. Doubling down there is where you're like, we're going to really push
it's so
this.
evil.
Let's really push this.
Well, he comes out, he goes, what is this? And Kevin's there. I've told Kevin none of this. He just goes, what is that, a penny?
Not telling him was the perfect plan.
Oh, yeah. And he goes, never mind. And he just goes back into his room, and he just wouldn't tell us. He wouldn't tell it at all. I was like, you're my best friends. Why would you tell him? And,
He's on the phone with Dial.
yeah.
That's so funny.
But it was at this point I was like, all right, this needs a crescendo. This needs a final. This was, and this has been almost a year now. Because that's all spread out. That's spread over time. And kept keeping the secret the whole time. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And there was his girlfriend, now his wife, Leanne. Great lady. They started dating at that time. And I knew the only time he ever turned that ceiling fan on was when she'd come over and they'd lock his door and have, I don't know, like a Bible study or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever they were doing in there. Whatever they had going on behind closed doors.
Yeah. An Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
He's
holding hands.
Yeah.
I mean, you never had it, but I'd always hear that door shut and then I'd hear the fan cut on hard. Almost like they were trying to cover up noise or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I loaded up the top of that ceiling fan with about 300 pennies.
Oh, fuck.
Dude.
And I did it while he was out of town for an ROTC thing, so there's plenty of time. But there was some weight on there. And Leanne comes back, and he was home for a couple days.
Yeah.
And this thing's sagging, and he just hadn't noticed. He hadn't looked up. And Leanne comes over. We're all in there. We're watching TV. They go in the room. Door shuts. And I hear, and I hear Sam go, "Fucking Nathan!" It was Nathan. Like it all came from at once, and I was just rolling on the ground laughing. Like, oh. He came out. He goes, "That was incredible." He came out. It was so funny. I told that story at his wedding.
That's so fun.
But it was that was a very fun psychological prank.
Okay, and he took it okay.
Game. Oh, he took it great.
Great.
Because nothing's really getting fucked up. You're not fucking with somebody. It's not like the long game is I just slowly dosed him with LSD.
Yeah. It wasn't malicious.
It was just like dude,
you now have a resistance to arsenic.
Well, he laughed and he goes, "Why do I do that?" I go, "I don't know. Why do you do that?" Like
that would be diabolical to hit him with just a little bit of LSD with the pennies. He's just like another.
That's when it becomes terrorism.
Nah, that's
man.
too much.
The penny in the soap is so fun to think about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I met my threshold for fucked up.
That's a good.
I think anything past that, you actually might have a mental issue.
Yeah, when you're in there surgically cutting a penny into soap, you're like,
that wasn't too far. That was very fun.
But like, at what point of doing that? Like, at what point of the process of like you're cutting the soap and you're taking the lighter and you're melting it back? Are you like, am I putting too much into this?
Yeah, there were a couple times where I looked at myself and I go, "Is this too far?"
Yeah,
but it was so fun. It was like I got to feel like a spy.
Yeah, spy versus
you know what I mean? Like it's just
yeah.
it was. I knew there was no harm. Are you gonna get too many pennies? Yeah, like
technically, I'm paying you for this.
Exactly, I was. Yeah, I was every day. Like like a cup of coffee. Like for the price of a cup of coffee, you two can support a long-term psychological prank.
And it's funny to hit him on his daily, like his walk, his routine.
Yeah, dude. It was like I knew his schedule better than he knew his schedule some days.
I mean, I would never suspect that somebody was doing that.
No, why would you? Who would do that?
Like, who would do this? Who would go to these links?
Yeah.
Who would? What is he coming in here and cutting my soap? Get real.
No, yeah. You would have to have an insane problem to do any of that.
The thought that night when he was laying in bed before he was going to sleep, just like trying in any way in his mind to think about how that penny could have got.
But to be honest with you, if we're being real about it, it's like I say this like this was my master devious plan all along. And it's like I really just bit off more than I could chew.
Yeah, and then you ran with it.
And I ran. Well, I was just like the momentum kept going. Yeah, and I kept thinking, well, you can't just end it. I put all this work in, and then I had to,
And that's how war happens.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what the Cold War was. It started with a penny prank.
Yeah, it was just the biggest penny prank.
Yeah, I don't think I've had a
that's a good color
prank
for
like that.
That's
you go red.
You jump into the Cold War.
Anyway, what were you saying? You talking shit about Russia? What are you doing, eh?
That's fucking a crazy story, and like I hope to someday do a prank that fun.
Oh, it's fun, man. That was honestly that was my Mona Lisa. There've been some sub pranks that are okay, but like nothing quite like that. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Very fun.
We always used to hit people in Florida. We'd hit them with the cold water in the shower. That's a fun one. That's a fun one.
You ever hit a boy with like one of your homies with the soap? Like, have you ever been in like a team shower situation?
Oh, yes, I know exactly.
And he's already hitting this, and then you're right behind him, and then as he's wrapping up the shampoo, you're just pouring a little bit more in there, and it just keeps. It's just never ending.
Yeah, they would antique you, which was fucking the worst. Where you would get out of the shower and you'd be all dried off, and as soon as you come around the corner, somebody just hits you with baby powder, and it's antiquing. Dude, it would piss you off because you're like, dude, I just fucking showered.
Just sticking under your eyes.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was because it doesn't hurt you in any way. It just is like when somebody hits you, you go, fucking for real, dude. What?
You're like, I look like a clown right now.
Yeah. And it's like if you get mad, then you look like a dickhead. Everybody's like,
exactly.
Oh,
that's the best part.
Yeah.
There was
on your side.
I mean, you did the middle school. Like, do you ever flashbang like with a Axe body spray?
Oh, that was big in church camp.
Yeah, dude. Like, were you just like one of the guys there has Axe body spray? You're like, look at this guy with his Axe body spray, because he smells terrible.
It's awful.
It's the worst thing you do.
Yeah.
So you take his thing, get like 15 rubber bands. Open the door to the locker room, shut that off, shut it, hit the door.
I remember that. Dude, we made it hard for other like camper like groups to sleep because we would just axe them like during dinner.
That smell is so just its own thing. It's like poison for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. There will be commercials in years that were like, you might be
the class action for
monetary.
Did you find yourself enjoying bands like Stained?
Hey, I've put Nickelback on purpose before.
Oh, I like Nickelback now. I like that it's getting a resurgence.
Okay.
Like all this.
They got it rough, dude.
This divorced dad rock.
You know what I mean?
They made $1 bazillion and then people shit on them for a few years.
Yeah, but they were like, they didn't care.
That's not. Yeah.
To me,
Who gives a
Nickelback
shit?
is like the Guy Fieri of like bands. You know what I mean? Where people shit on Guy Fieri, where you're like, what?
I already wrote I wrote Rock Stars already. Doesn't matter. I already had that day. I already had that whole day, bud. We all just want to be big rock stars. Try to imagine with 15 cars.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, really? If I put this on and you're fucking 9 beers deep, shut up. You're gonna fucking rock out, dude. I don't want to hear it.
I got a re-top knot here. This is horrible.
No, you're good.
Getting used to the long hair, man. How long have you had that? How long have you had that?
Probably like 20. It probably started really getting long like 2018, 2019.
Okay. So this is why I would never fight anybody. Just this. Just be like, oh yeah.
Actually, honestly, probably not till 2020.
Like, did Daddy have a hard day? Maybe baby can fix that. Okay. So that's a long time you've had it.
Probably like 2020. But also, I like the way that I have learned how to take care of my hair has been almost exclusively from drunk white women at bars.
They give you advice. Yeah. One last week told me I needed a wet brush.
They will hit you with.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't have a flat wet brush? Like, what are you talking about? A flat wet brush. Because are you putting your conditioner in with your hands? You're like, yeah. Like, the people who shame you about hygiene like that, when people are like, oh yeah, you just rub a bar of soap on your body, you don't use a washcloth. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What about one time on the podcast, they were insinuating that straight white guys don't fucking wash their legs. I was like, wait.
That's weird. No, you wash your whole body.
Like, who the fuck told you that? You read one Reddit post.
That is some insane propaganda.
That was like, I will not stand here and be straight bashed.
Hey, I'll say this to camera right now. I wash my legs every time. Every single time. I get in there, legs are part of the equation.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to just not wash your legs. That's wild.
Why would you?
I didn't when I was like a teenager. I didn't wash my legs at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's some credence to it. I just never heard of that.
My dad gave us the rundown. He's like, hey, you gotta wash your whole body. You gotta use a washcloth. That was a big thing too.
Well, my parents told me to, but I just didn't care as a teenager.
You know what I never liked? I never was into the body wash. I had buddies that you go over to their house and they were big body wash.
I like a body wash. I'm not mad at a body wash. I go, I'll do like a face bar now.
Okay.
So I got a bar for the face, and then I'll either have a bar for body or I got both. I have that and I have the bar.
Yeah.
Either way. I pick my poison.
I live with a woman now, so we get fancy
you get to use
soap.
her shit.
Oh, yeah, dude. We get the fanciest soap mailed to us from Virginia at a boutique soap
I have an 8-minute bit about this.
Really?
Yeah, living with women and using their products.
Oh, it's out.
It's out of this world.
You can't go back.
You smell like I can smell like anything. Yeah. I can smell like anything,
dude. She has a drawer when we run out of a bar of soap. You go in there and there's all the different flavors.
Yeah,
it's the
You're
best.
Like, what today?
Like,
what should I smell like?
Where
today?
should we go? Sandalwood vanilla. Crazy.
Oh, don't use sandalwood. Sandalwood's a masculine smell. You got to go with theirs. I smell like an acai bowl right now. I smell awesome, dude.
Lavender, dude. A lot of lavender. Lavender's in fucking everything.
Yeah, dude. I use all of it.
Smell like sleepy time tea.
But last week, girl was like, when you use conditioner, you don't do it with a wet brush. Like, you're supposed to put the conditioner on your hair and then brush it through your hair with a brush. I know.
No, that.
And I was like, I just used my finger. She goes, well, enjoy losing it. I go, what? Yeah, she was like one of those. I went, hey, lady, I take finasteride. So like,
She's putting out bad energy.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, you're just jealous that my hair is better than yours.
my mom's a doctor. I'm gonna figure it out.
Hey, Turkey is a place I can go
I will get Western medicine involved. I know whatever patchouli you're about to tell me.
Yeah, I'll be on that fucking plane with my head bleeding.
I'm gonna use a product that they killed animals to make.
Yeah.
They tested them horribly on animals for years, and so I know they work.
Exclusively tested on monkeys that looked human-like.
Was it? I don't remember. We only did it on animals that we gave nicknames.
Yeah,
to.
I was about to say the monkeys we named.
What will your
Who had
brush
that
do
bit?
against Pfizer?
Who had that bit, man? It was a great old classic bit where he's. It might have been. Not Jeff Dunham. Not
Jeff Dunham.
Who are the other just old school road dog guys? We got Seinfeld, and who's the other big one? I'm blanking on his name for some reason. It's destroying me.
I don't know what direction.
Yeah, it's a
you're
bit
going.
about I don't know, but it's like someone's trying to convince him to eat vegan, and he goes, "No, give me the cow. Let me know if it had a nickname too. Want to look it in the eyes."
Dude, we used to have
DePaulo?
people. Sebastian? I don't know. Sebastian Maniscalco?
Sebastian. Okay, yeah.
Is
yeah,
it-
yeah.
Maybe,
No,
I don't
he's
know.
a big guy. He's a big guy.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have people that would come into the restaurant and ask, like, they wanted to know what farm it was from. It's like, dude, what does any of that matter? Like, does it matter? Are you going to not eat it if it's from a rival farm? Like, what are we doing?
Do you have skin in the poultry game?
territorial beef legitimately?
Territorial beef is.
This is crazy, dude. Yeah, that used to drive me crazy. I think I'm going to try raw milk. There's a place down the street from us that sells raw milk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like it's powdered or
No, it just doesn't.
Brian Regan?
Brian Regan.
Ah, fuck. Brian Regan is the man.
He's the
Yeah,
man.
He's solid.
That drove me crazy. Sorry, dude.
No, I
I was
know.
like, I had a full.
No, I know.
Oh, it's his moment. I was like, you love him. You should know him.
What book were you talking about earlier?
What?
Andromeda Strain? That was his
Oh yeah,
first book?
Michael Crichton. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was his first book, and it's awesome. If the only real criticism there that I think there is for is maybe it gets a little sciencey.
I like that.
Is it? What
Yeah.
is the tone of this book though? Because I'm looking for another book and I got like a
Is
lot
it like
of
reading
reading time.
Dune?
No,
Okay.
no, it's kind of short. It's not that long. Pretty easy read, and it is basically an alien microorganism of some kind wipes out a town, and you're following the team of scientists who go into a top secret underground lab to try and study this
To
thing
do science.
and figure out what it is.
I'm
And,
into it.
yeah,
That sounds good.
That is A1 dork porn right there, bud.
yeah, it's the good stuff is what
That
I
is
call it. Yeah.
top shelf dork porn.
Yeah, very fun.
Dude, I'm reading this book right now. It's called Pakal, and it's like a chemical love story. And it's this dude that's one of the first people.
Wait. You don't get
chemical-
to do obscure music genres to describe books.
No.
What did you say?
It's a chemical love story. It's
Chemical
the
love
guy
story.
that like synthesized MDMA, and so he's like doing an autobiography, but like occasionally he tells these insane
Because
trip
he's
reports.
on tripping. Oh, that's great.
Dude, the trip reports are crazy. He did a thing called piggybacking, where he synthesized over 100 different chemicals that nobody had ever taken before. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
he would test them on himself, and everybody else is like, no fucking way. Everybody's
Yeah,
testing
yeah.
them on animals. He's like, I'll take it.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. A lot of historical chemistry is tasting.
It's crazy.
It's a theme throughout historical
They lick
chemistry.
it and go, can we turn this to gold?
That's what you do.
That
He
is
took
science.
MDMA and was like, holy shit, dude, this is
What
a
is
tool.
it? What does it look like? Is it heavy?
It's very bitter.
I mean, that was originally, it wasn't alchemy. What was it called? There was a name for it when you try to change it from one thing to another.
That was alchemy.
The mystic art of trying to,
Right.
was it?
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
alchemy.
thought there was a cooler name.
No, it's just that mainstream
No.
ass shit now.
No. I know it's a nerdier name. Because I know alchemy. It's called, like, trying to make gold. What is it? Like, yeah, the ancient art of trying to make gold.
It's a science.
Ancient science of trying to make oil. They never did it.
That's all
They
right.
never figured it out. It's transfiguration or something like
Alchemy.
that?
Known as
Okay, I'm retarded.
Alopecia.
That sounds like a really bad penis disease.
No, but in this book, though, he tells these crazy fucking trip reports. But one of the things he would do is he'd take a chemical and then he would piggyback it. So he would take it, and then when he was coming down, he would take another chemical to be like, let's see if these interact. I was like, that's a fucking crazy thing to do. With
On
chemicals.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And then he tells the story about he takes these two chemicals like MA and then this other thing. Nothing happens. So he's like, well, fuck, I'm just going to chill out and smoke a joint. Then he smokes this
And then
joint.
the weed activated it.
Dude, and time stopped. And this guy is talking about panicking in his house, and time is completely stopped. He talks about running to his like office in the back of his house, and he's like, "I walk the miles through my house." I was like, dude, that's such a good. He's so.
Oh, he's a
fucked
good
up.
writer about it too,
Oh,
though.
it's
That's
good.
good.
He calls his friend's wife, and he's like, "You gotta send George over here. I'm freaking, dude."
Oh, that's crazy.
She's like, "Okay, I'll send him over. Like, you want me to stay on the phone?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I got to go get my notebook. And then he leaves, and he's talking about this journey through his house, and he's like having this whole thing. And then he comes back, and he's like, "I am so sorry I left you on the phone."
Oh.
She's like, "How long do you think you were gone?"
Yeah.
He's like, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. She's like, 1 minute. And then he's such a scientist. He's like, so I'm about 20 to 1 on my time stop.
The
He's
time
trying to
dilation,
figure-
he's
yeah,
figuring out
trying
the
to figure it
dilation.
out. It's so funny.
It's like he's in Inception, but he's not in space.
It's crazy. And then his wife writes the second half of the book, and I was like really not really into it at first. And then her second chapter is her book of she takes peyote. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
just
So they're just a
wild.
match made in heaven. They're just out there just spinning off the planet
They're
into
just-
infinity.
And the way that they
They
write
both
about
have a
it,
lot of childhood problems they don't want to think about.
dude. Yes, he was talking about. You want to talk about killing the vibe? Everybody, like 11 people hanging out taking MDMA, and then somebody's like, "I actually smothered my mother when I was 9." It's like, Jesus,
Oh, hey!
Christ,
Hey!
hey, go to the other room. Like, what the fuck?
We're playing Chivalry 2 right now.
I'm glad you're working through it, but I'm kind of vibing to this album.
We're listening to the Doom soundtrack and killing men with swords.
We're listening to the Dune soundtrack and reading, dude. Way to fuck our vibe up.
Oh, those ayahuasca people were the worst, though. I met so many of them in LA, and like, so I did my fair share of psychedelics,
Right.
but it was like anytime like I did but you'd have friends that would come up to you and talk about like their peyote journey. And everyone got to be a cougar for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it was like everyone just kind of tell you what animal they were.
Yeah.
And they're insane. I look into their eyes, I see nothing looking back at me.
Yeah.
You're an insane person. Like
These
the people.
what they did in this book that I really liked is they're not telling you this like frilly trip story. They're just telling you their experience of like what went on. It's
well,
really,
I've heard transformative, beautiful stories about people who have gone into a psychedelic experience with intention and come out at the other end with a greater understanding of the world around them and how they should treat other people and how they want to be treated. I've also had conversations with a homeless guy that got his hands on this. Basically, or like a LA floater person who just corners you at a party and goes, "I have to tell you about my experience," and I go, "This is going to be terrible."
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
I
But you
wish
sit
you
through it.
wouldn't.
You don't want to be unkind to a person as they
Yeah.
unburden their soul to you. But
that's
I'm like,
rough.
I said we need more
That's
ketchup.
almost
I don't know
like
what.
it's almost like
I don't know what you heard, but
It's almost when somebody tells you about their dreams, you know, and you get caught in that conversation.
But that happened a lot in California. I've had many a person wearing a uniform at work and telling me about their dreams.
What?
Yeah, or like their screenplay or their whatever, but or like this is a weird thing. They're like, I don't know, what is your sign? And I'm just like, that's not what we're doing.
I need a number 6.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm happy to have this conversation with you off the clock, but like right now, I need a phone case.
I actually really want the Caesar salad, add chicken.
Yeah.
before you ask me this next question, just know I'm an onion rings guy, so it's gonna bounce right off of me.
You're like, hold on. That's a wild dream, sweetie. I said coconut milk.
That's
have
great.
the
I
whole
think, are the voices telling you to make me a smoothie? Are they here right now?
Are the voices telling you to
Is the
burn my
smoothie
milk?
the friends we made along the way?
Yeah, that's LA seems like it would be that vibe.
There was parts of it that were really fun though, and like that is all funny, and I'm glad it happened to me. Like it's you sound annoyed about it in the moment, but I'm like, that's beautiful, that's hilarious. Like I love
it's very funny.
Every kind of person exists, and I think that is chef's kiss.
Man, when I visited LA, what's your take on this? When I visited LA, I visited for like a year ago for the first time ever, like a little under a week.
Okay.
Did a bunch of comedy, but just like about the town. Dude, the drivers, the traffic is fucking nothing compared to here. It's absolutely nothing.
Oh, never mind. You weren't there long enough. I've had places where I got in an Uber to a place, or I've gotten in the car to go to a place that was 2 miles away.
It's
and it
bad.
would take us an hour to get there.
Here's the thing.
I could have walked faster.
It's bad traffic. It's bad traffic. Where it is like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of shit going on, but it's horrible drive. Like there were times where I was on the highway and I was like kind of cutting through to get to the front because I drive here normally.
Yeah, you're used to aggressive driving.
And then I get up there and I realize that this entire group is driving 10 under the speed limit, not because there's something obstructing, but because they just kind of feel it.
No.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I'm not in a rush.
That pisses me the fuck off, dude.
There are plenty of businesses that don't open until like 10:30.
That's crazy.
11
dude.
sometimes.
That's crazy.
And they're like, well, you know, we just want to make sure that we're productive when we're here, you know? And I'm just not going to feel productive.
That's like this one place sells coffee and they open at 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are y'all doing?
But that's that
you
model.
Missed the whole thing.
That model works in LA because that's what coffee
with
shops
a broken
are.
Jaw. Like,
they are a place for LA people to do fake meetings.
Oh,
the whole city revolves around fake meetings. You go there and you go.
Zoom is a thing. You can just fucking call me.
But dude. LA, it's like you have to have something to do. So you're like, oh, I'm meeting with this kind of producer guy at a coffee shop. And we're just going to talk about projects or whatever. Nothing ever gets done. Nothing's ever going to get done. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. You got anything to promote? I think we did it.
Yeah, we're over now.
No, I don't know. Come see me do comedy. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I do it all over. Follow me on Instagram, Nathan Lowe, Loe, and then there's like an underscore under it. And I post all my shows on there. I'll have a website up soon. Like, follow, subscribe. I don't know. Do everything like everything these guys are doing. I like that.
What you got?
Indianapolis, Black Circle, Sunday the 29th. I'll be doing that show.
Are you filming that show?
I'm going to bring my camera. So
yeah,
probably. I might as well just bring it.
Gotta film every
you're driving though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I thought because sometimes if you're going to the airport, fuck.
And I don't know,
dude, fuck that.
Atlanta's funniest is my date is on the July 22nd.
Oh,
are you on that, Nathan?
My day. I'm on the 8th. I have a fun day. A lot of really good comics on that lineup. So yeah, come out on the 8th at Helium.
I don't know what your friend group looks like, but if you hear about this on this show and you want to come on the 22nd, like literally hit up the thing, hit up the comments.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a guest list, and I have nobody to put on it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely come to yours. Will you come to mine? Come to mine, I'll come to yours.
What's yours, the 8th?
8th. Tuesday.
I could probably swing it. It's tight. I'm coming back from my family reunion, which is going to be a whole motherfucker. Like I'll be back in town for like a day maybe.
How big is the family?
Wait.
Big enough that we do the reunion every 3 years.
100.
Oh, this is the big one. This is the big meetup.
I can't wait.
Some families do a bunch of small ones, and then the big one, like the meeting of the great houses. But that's what this is.
Gonna be wild.
I feel like we started doing it for around 4th of July weekend so that we don't take over the whole town.
It might be part 1, part 2. We might have a couple.
There's going to be some stories.
Yeah. The only thing I got to promote is go on our Patreon, dude. Finish the story. Patreon.com/finish the story. I'm starting. I'm gonna do some solo cast revolving around music. We're gonna post up some more Patreon episodes, so definitely go check that out. Keep sharing the Spotify. It keeps going up, and that video is still going up. The clip on Instagram is 525. So
we got one successful clip.
It got crazy algorithm too when you go through who's liking it. I'm like, I don't know whose For You page this is on, but it is. It's a wild group of people. But thank y'all so much. Later.